me off.
Because your mic wasn't on.
Oh,
Nothing else?
going to be one of those days.
Take two.
Here we go. Real Kyper and Bourne Show, Leaf Hour edition. Live on Sportsnet 360, 590 The Fan, Toronto. Streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. Available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. If you don't catch us live, which we're happy some do.
Thank you.
Chat line. Thumbs up on YouTube. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Jake the Snake Schultz, and Christian Dollars and Centi.
we're workshopping it.
Yeah.
Did I get his name right?
You did. You just it's Chinidi.
I thought it was Chinidi.
Chinidi.
I'm looking
I've
at
called him Christian Senti forever. So. Listen,
the highlight of the start of every show.
I don't know people's names. I know his first name's Christian. He's one of the co-producers of Leafs Talk. Does a fabulous job. Had no idea.
Every time I see this lineup on my desk, I'm like, that's in and itself like a small miracle.
I'd say I'm pretty prompt with it. It's always there around 3.
A lot better now. Yes.
Yeah. Then when? Let's just do it. We got time. Let's air out our grievances.
No. I'm just saying that like you were always at the buzzer type of guy. 357, 358.
I do not think that's close to the truth.
330.
I want to be left out of this. Mom and dad are fighting, and I want nothing to do with it.
I think 330 is fair.
Okay.
At times.
All right.
At
But
times.
now it's like
3.
Yeah.
We're dialed in.
Yeah.
Take your mind off
I
of.
forgot to change
I was trying to. I was waiting for this cherry on the sundae that the jersey's not right behind me.
Is the Leaf season so bad, Sammy, that you're almost on purpose leaving other jerseys on than the Leaf jersey? What is happening here with your jerseys?
I'll just go do it. You guys start.
All right. Hi.
Let's just focus on Sammy right now. Walk of shame. Okay.
All right.
Your New York Islanders, we know this organization, for obvious reasons, grew up with the Islanders, your father-in-law, your dad, a sense of you like what you see out of the New York Islanders, excuse me.
Yeah, I thought it was good talking to Cal Clutterbuck yesterday. If you didn't listen to that interview, a lot of good answers. Where I said, I don't think this is their cup window today. And he was like, no, it's not. And he was talking about Palmieri and some of the other guys and, basically saying when it's their time to win a cup, these guys may not be there. So this year is kind of gravy. Like that they're good this year, or at least competitive, is awesome. And you saw last night, like they're not world beaters. They're a good team, though. And they got some great defensemen, and the Leafs struggle.
And a game that
they struggle.
They just couldn't lose, right? Because it is tight in the Metro. And Columbus is coming on like
they win every night.
Rick
Penguins
Bowness
win every night.
Rick Bowness will be joining us at the top of the hour. Of course, Columbus right there with the likes of the Islanders and Pittsburgh. And it will be a very tight race here, and looking forward to talking to Rick again in about an hour. But in the meantime, the Leafs coming off of a feel-good short stint on the road. And, I mean, overall, were we expecting more, less? Was it acceptable as a Leaf fan here? Is this what we can kind of expect to finish out and close the season?
Yeah, I mean, you can see there's still this after effect thing from the Matthews injury. Who was it that Morgan Riley ended up fighting?
McLean,
touched the goalie, and Morgan gets in a fight. That's 5 straight games of the fighting major for the Leafs. They're clearly still aware of where they're at with all that kind of stuff. But last night was very indicative of their season to date, where they just kind of went down early and just kind of game was over.
Yeah, like you mentioned how big of a game that was for the Islanders in the Metro Division. I think that's the dream game for them to play in. Like, did the Leafs have one moment of pushing in the third period where they looked like they were threatening to tie the game or really trying to work hard to get back into that game?
I tweeted
it felt like they gave them that win.
Yeah.
And the first, maybe they were tank. I don't know, but they just were not competing.
After it was 2-0, it was like both teams were just trying to get to the same conclusion, which was the end of the game. I said in the third period, you were there last night.
Yes.
But I tweeted last night that, like, were I watching a scrimmage in practice, a coach would probably blow it down and be like, if we're not going to do it at game pace, let's just not do it. That didn't feel game pace to me.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was the feel in there?
You know what? I think acceptance and reality that whatever they're going to get from here on in will kind of feel like, even as a fan, forget about the players, that you've got to just go through this process, whether you like it or not. And the fans probably feel like, I got the tickets, they're bought, I'm going to go anyways, and I'm going to try to find whatever I can to enjoy myself. So
Even the guy with the Habs jersey?
That was really poetic, wasn't it?
yeah.
Guy shows up to Leafs Islanders and takes a puck in the face in a Habs jersey. I don't know if you were there, so maybe you didn't see it.
I mean, it's less cheerful, and I think reality is set in for everybody in this city on missing the playoffs now for the first time. And is it 9 or 10 years?
Well, they made it 9 straight, so it'd be 10 years since they missed.
So it is what it is. Now, you mentioned it. There was a lot of talk, and I think continues to be talked about, is, Morgan Riley getting into a fight, and whether or not these guys are feeling the pressure to do that, and what does it all mean? Do you want to go to Morgan Riley first on this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Morgan Riley, clip on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I do a lot of. I'm not very good at it, but I think it's important here down the stretch for our group.
Do you feel pressure now because of what happened with Austin?
No.
To step up
Pressure's not the right word, but we've talked about it, and it's at the front of our minds, and just in terms of playing hard. There's no pressure on anyone to go out and do something that they're not comfortable doing. It's just more a matter of playing hard and keeping that going for the last month.
All the Morgan Riley talk, I'll just say he's always got it. Like, he always gets the temperature of the team when they've gone to interviews post-game. He's always had a sense for where they're actually at in public perception. And I think last night he's right that was the thing to do and saying the right things. He's always got it.
And Sammy, I think there's a lot of people out there, and I don't know where you stand, or the vibe that you're getting is that it just, you're so over on the other side now. Does it really matter? Is there true pressure now? Do you think it really exists on some of these guys?
I think at this point now, it's the ultimate damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, where it was barely a bump by the McLean guy when he brushes by. I mean, there's
Trying to score.
There's nothing. Like, that happens 100 times in a game. So maybe people have been like, oh, the Leafs don't do anything again. But then he jumps in there and people are like, yeah, it's performative. This is too late. Like, I regardless of what he does, it's going to be perceived as maybe the wrong thing to do here. It's just the way where they're at with the Leafs.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's the right thing to do.
Can I tell you, boys, I found this a little sad.
Buddy,
why?
I'm right there with you, and I'm above it, watching it, and I can watch it develop, and I could see him thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to do the right thing. I get all of that, but I'm just watching the drunk guy on the karaoke machine right now, where it's like, you don't want to really go up there right now. You're in an emotional state of mind, and you kind of lost control a little bit. Your head's swinging, your arms are going everywhere, and you don't even know the lyrics.
You're not going to nail Don't Stop Believing.
And you're not good at it.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not good at it. Don't do it. And you can't talk him out of it, because it's just, and that's what he said. He says, his comments, I'm not even that good at it. And it's like, what are we doing here? Are we now putting a guy in the position where he knows he's not good at it? We know he's not good at it. And yet he's going to go and do it. I don't want to see that for 14 more games.
He's trying to be a leader. And he's saying that we don't have this. Everyone's all over us. We've dropped the ball. we need to take this step, and he's trying to be that guy. And so I actually respect it even more.
But he's not that guy.
I know, and that's why I respect that he's trying to do this. He's trying to be what they're asking these guys to be.
But it won't work
I agree
on any level.
But when your coach is asking you to be something and do something, I respect guys who go, well, okay, if this is what we're doing it.
So if we believe that they've been guilted for Austin being down and out, they should be guilted for that again.
Perfect.
I'm
in.
Lawrence. I'm looking at I can pick 5 other guys going, okay, well, like Morgan. Morgan's 13, 14-year pro here. He's supposed to be our best defenseman. In my eyes, he still is, as a player. That's not the guy. If he's doing that, what am I doing?
Well, that's kind of the point, isn't it? It's if he's doing it, why aren't you? You have Philip Myers at 6'5", Carlo at 6'5", McCabe is a tough guy, Lawrence, Joshua, go through the lineup. If Morgan Riley's doing it, that's where he's trying to put it.
So I'm sure there's people that are listening that will say, well, he had the chance to do this with the Gudas thing, and then he didn't do it, or we're talking on both sides of our mouth here. But I don't know. I just feel like
this one's it's kind of like a staged fight. You're just looking for something. And let's be honest, if there was no incident with Gudas and Matthews, that's not something that Morgan does.
But a lot of these guys, Kip, play that way, looking for an excuse to do the thing they do. A lot of fourth liners are like, I'm looking for a chance. Arbor Jack guy's not going out there mad at everyone. He's looking for a chance to make himself relevant.
I know. You do that because you need to remind everybody that I can do that if things get out of control.
Yep.
And I've lived it. I've changed my behavior because someone I knew was capable of doing something, and every once in a while, it was reminded to me.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a domino effect to all that, but it's certainly not with Morgan Riley.
But to your point that you made about how we've all, I think this show and a lot of media and a lot of fans in general have given Morgan a pass for what has happened on the ice. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. He's a whipping boy too. But people will always say that he gets it. Like he's one of the guys that gets it. To your point about getting it, he is clearly the most embarrassed about what happened.
If he sleptwalked through the last 15 games, he would be like, this guy.
There's no way you can tell me that if you're power ranking the guys that were on the ice when that happened, about who is by far the most embarrassed about what happened on that Thursday night. Morgan Riley is so high at the top of the list, it's not even close. He gets it. He understands. And so it leads to him in maybe the last 2 weeks of him being a Leaf, going out there and fighting a guy because he slightly bumped the goalie in a lost season. It's just, the whole thing feels so bad.
It is sad.
It just feels bad.
And if Morgan had played better or was, let's just face it, more important to the team, we wouldn't be even having this conversation. Even if Morgan would have just acted the exact same way that he did the same night, less people would be all over him if he was still an all-star or had 70 points in the bank.
Yeah, because they'd say don't want to risk getting hurt against Gudas.
Yeah, for sure. It's not his role. He's more important. That's not that guy that needs to get in there. There needs to be other guys to step up, even if it's not on that shift, the next one. And we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Yeah, maybe that's true. I think that's probably
true. I think that's got a lot to do on Morgan right now. It's just not that he didn't get in there as one of the 4 guys. It's what's piled up over the last year and a half, 2 years on him.
Yeah. We have lots of comments from teammates and coach.
Play the Joe Wall clip, because I think this is actually pretty telling about where they're at. Joe Wall clip, please.
Yeah, that's huge. It's I think the last few games, just watching, the amount of urgency to protect people out there has been awesome by our team. And Mo's obviously not a guy that's always looking to fight, and for him to jump in and do that means a lot. So, pretty awesome of him.
Wouldn't expect anything less for him to say.
Yeah,
I mean that's a sign of a respectful teammate and a guy that will go down with the ship with saying the right things.
Yeah, imagine he came out and was like, "What was the point of that?" you know,
Right?
What, is that performative or what,
Yeah.
guys?
you know, he's got to.
Yeah, good on Joe. I mean, that's everybody knows it, but don't fuel the fire. You know, just be a good team guy and toe the line.
I want you to listen to this clip from the coach. Clip 2, please, Christian.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great job by him getting in there and sticking up for Joseph. And, you know, obviously that message has gotten across.
So he's saying that, basically being like,
I've
this
been banging this drum.
This is what I've been saying all year.
It is. And it's
I'm sure it is what he's been saying all year.
he's still the coach until he's told he's not the coach.
Yep.
And you still have to teach and you still have to respond the way you're supposed to respond. And again, Craig's no different than Joe. That's how you're supposed to respond when you're a teacher, a coach.
I extended a little sympathy to Berube in my column up on sportsnet.ca right now. I wrote about competitiveness, and I wrote about the core four those years previous to this one and this one with the three of them, and how all those guys were elite superstars, and they just moved up through the ranks. And it just kind of, I don't say it came easy to them, but they were never dragged through adversity and forged in fire. You know, they were just awesome, skilled guys. And so they maybe weren't the most versed in failure. And so when it happened here, they didn't have that competitiveness to push through. And then I also added that on with the size of the Leafs. Biggest team in the NHL, but they don't have these guys that have that dogged FU, whatever. And just the whole team's lack of general competitiveness is sort of my theme of my article and how that's got to be the next direction. I guess that's part of why, like, if you're Berube, you're like, I've been saying do this, guys. Like, it hasn't worked. I have some sympathy because you have to have some guys who want to do it, and you can't every day, you know, give them the fire hot brand. They're just not. You need some guys who do it on their own, and he hasn't had that with this group.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, if we're just talking about pure skill, like, we know they're amongst the best you'll ever find, right? But I even go back to, you know, some of the comments that bothered me at the time that I didn't like from Craig Berube when he talked about Willie Nylander or, you know, describing their situation or the relationship. And it was all around, I leave him alone. Willie's just Willie. And I told you guys on the moment I heard that, I don't like it. I don't. I think there's a sense of maybe too much freedom there, and maybe that turns into too much entitlement. But as great as he is, you gotta still stay on top of that guy. And I don't know. It's just, to your point, whatever the buildup was for, you know, three of them now, or four of them. Let's include Mitch Marner up until this year. You know, it just didn't work. It just didn't work to talk about what you talked about, and that's helping them get to another level.
And so for Berube, it's like, I want to hold him accountable, and we have been on the show plenty of times, that it's your job to motivate your group, and it's your job to get those guys to this level. We've seen it for 4 games now. Morgan Riley's fighting, and they're sticking up for each other and all that. It's his job to get them there, but they just have never had a bunch of guys who want to do that. They don't like confrontation.
I think probably the best version of the Leafs over this era was the 2022 version, right?
Ryan O'Reilly,
competitive, bottom to mid-6 guy that they used him in different spots. Achari.
Yep.
They brought in Luke Schenn. They brought
Lushkin.
I think that was maybe
Edmondson.
No, that was in the next year.
Oh, okay.
But they mixed out like the Sandins. They mixed out Pierre Engvall. They made this sort of concerted effort to bring in these guys that were more competitive around that core. And that, to me, to this day, is the one where they got completely goalied. I remember Valley put out that tweet about that series, about how Bobrovsky absolutely stole that series from them. They were relying on Ilya Samsonov, whatever. It went south. But it shows you that you have some competitiveness. Was it Lafferty that was on the bottom half?
Yeah.
That just like quicker, more competitive guys. I don't know. It's just, there's something to it. What you're saying is you're bang on. And they brought in big guys that are just slower and not feisty. never
I
feel
wrote
like the right
names,
mix.
Talked about the size of Lorentz and Carlo and Myers, but also they've had Freddie Gauthier and Martin Marincin and Justin Hall and Nick Ritchie and all these guys who they're big, but they just didn't want to do it.
Didn't have the old Brad May line.
Fight your mom to win a Stanley Cup. And the comparisons for me were like Brandon Hagel or Connor Garland or even Brad Marchand. These guys that are not huge, but they just will Brad May it.
So, can I ask you a question? Because we're going to have Rick Bowness coming on at 5 o'clock. And I think since he took over on January 12th, they have gone 16-2-4. 32 of a possible 44 points for the Columbus Blue Jackets since he's taken over. I mean, even their fancy stuff, like, that Jay Fresh puts out all these graphs that I don't understand, but they're all on the good side of it. Like, they've just flipped over their team. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe an unfair question, but I'm going to ask it anyway because that's what we do here. If, when they fired Savvy at right before Christmas.
Yeah, they got a jolt.
If they had done that and brought in somebody else, like, let's say, just for argument's sake, Peter DeBoer, new head coach.
You're talking about if they fired Craig Berube?
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any world where we're talking about them in a playoff race here? Do you think they waited? Like is there a world where that happens?
I don't think it's an unfair question.
Okay.
Certainly not.
So,
because I just see this bonus thing, I'm blown away. But I don't think Columbus is that great. I know they have Werenski. I know they have guys, but it's not that great of a roster.
This is what I can tell you from just my total experience of living through coaches being fired and new ones coming in, on a couple occasions, is that something like that, you can sit there and go, does it really change the X's and O's? Does it change what this or that or technical, all of it? There is an undeniability that it changes energy. And I'm a big energy person, okay? And that's real. And that is a direct correlation to Kevin Adams in Buffalo, Rick, of course, in Columbus, and we'll talk to him about this at the top of the hour. You want to talk about even the last few years off the top of my head, maybe you got some examples like Jay Woodcroft out in Edmonton.
How about
Knobloch comes in. Yeah. The energy changes because 20 guys on the roster's energy changes as well. And it changes the way they think, the way they feel, or how they attack a practice or a game the next time they put their skates on. And that is real. And it could have happened in Toronto, Sammy.
Yeah.
Very much so. But we'll never know.
We'll never know.
How about if I'm not mistaken, Lou Lamoriello once took over a team midway through the year and won a cup. Dan Bilesma once took over a flailing team and won a cup.
Yeah.
Daryl Sutter once took over a team mid-year and won the cup. And I'm not saying that the Leafs won the cup. I'm saying that these had lasting, tangible benefits on those teams. Part of it for me too, Kip, is that it's a fresh set of it's tryouts all over again.
Yeah.
Everyone is once again vying for ice time and line mates and special teams opportunities, and they're trying to impress the coach. And all of a sudden, things get reshuffled, and guys get that new energy you're talking about.
I did catch a couple of maybe tweets you put out. Did somebody put out, like, why is Willie getting 22 and a half minutes?
I know Sam was on it last
night.
Okay.
Listen, I went on, I would go on Leafs Talk. I was a little hot on there last night, but like, I watched that game last night. We all watched it. And I don't know what world William Nylander and the way he played last night deserves to play 22 and a half minutes of hockey. I was pissed off about
So
that.
when Willie comes to the rink, there's an expectation. I think there's a comfort zone that he's going to get his 22 minutes. And
it's been like that for
if you
9 years.
If you change the coach tomorrow, now there's a bit of a question mark, and it changes how he thinks now moving forward. And whether or not he still feels entitled to his 22 minutes, will it be 18 minutes? Would it be 15 minutes? Or, heaven forbid, could it even be a healthy scratch? Like, that changes completely the energy of your hockey club. And that's why, at the end of the day, owners or presidents or general managers go to that move because they're looking for it.
Well, it's
and
the easiest way to make
there's been too many examples recently where I think a few owners right now in this league would go, yeah, I should have done something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we missed it.
Well, I mean, Oilers just rehired Paul Coffey after, like, the whatever happened with him, and then he comes back, right? Like,
They're tighter.
They're tighter.
They're tighter.
They are. So that's, if we're looking ahead to next season, and we're talking about rebuild, retool, blah, 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 whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
There's lots of people talking about this. I look at just this Columbus situation, and I mean, if you make the right moves in the offseason, you bring some people in, the Leafs could have a very comparable roster to what the Columbus Blue Jackets is. They won't have Werenski, which is a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have Austin Matthews. They will have William Nylander, blah, blah, blah. You bring in Pete DeBoer or whatever new coach. I'm not even going to say it's Pete. You have a hard time convincing me that it can't be better.
Yeah.
Like, that it can't at least be competitive and at least be sort of like in a playoff spot again.
It will give them a reset. That's what it does, Sammy. And then where you take your energy from there and on in is up to you, players.
I think one of the most disheartening things that we're sitting here having this conversation about is that we watched Sheldon Keefe for years in close games, no matter how the Stars played. They were out there at the end of the game. Yeah. And you and I, we played high enough level hockey. Obviously, you much farther than me. But like at the end of the game, a lot of my coaches just grab, hey, guy in the fourth line had a great night. We're putting it in front of the net. He's just feeling it tonight. We never, ever saw that. So Berube came in. We're like, the accountability guy arrived, and it didn't change at all. I think in the first month, I got a tweet. Someone called him, what was it, like Sheldon Chief? Sheldon Chief. That was it, which I really liked. Yeah. It was like it's the same usage for those guys, no
matter
I think what.
To go back to the problems that have stemmed in this organization forever, going back to the contract negotiations, going back to all this different stuff, there's been a lot of conversations and a lot of feel that the inmates run the asylum when it comes to who has more power and who gets to dictate what. It's just, last night, I mean, could Willie have been worse in that game? He's missing, can't clear the puck, he's letting puck, like, it's just, and he plays 22 minutes in that game, like, Berube, you might have 14 games, but like, can you probably feel pretty good
to
be like,
stand?
You probably feel pretty good to say, hey, Willie, maybe just take the rest of the night off. Like, I can't believe.
It's tough, man. He's got no one to use. The bottom nine forwards, Michelli, Domi, Cowan.
You're going to lose
Lorenz,
anyway.
Robertson, Joshua, Quill, and Yarncroke.
Listen.
No, I know. I'm with you all the way.
But put out someone who's going to try.
Yeah. I don't know. Nope. No, you do know.
Classic Toronto media bashing Willie. But it's just
looked awesome last night. You should have got 20.
Yeah. Schaefer clip. What do you want? Bo?
No, let's not do Bo again. Let's not do Bo again.
We're bowed out.
We're bowed out. Maybe we'll go to the break and do the mailbag.
Schaefer chant last night at the game.
I was happy for Cal Ritchie.
Yeah.
Because
his mom, like, in tears watching him get points. That was awesome.
I felt bad yesterday because we were talking about is Schaefer or whatever, but like he's a Toronto area kid, like a top prospect, played for the Generals, comes back here, scores
2 points in the first.
He's
going to be a good player.
He is. He's got to get a number though.
What's that?
He's got to get a new.
What's he wearing?
Number 64 is not a power play 1 number. That's you got to change that number, brother.
I don't disagree.
No,
it's too even. It needs to be at least an odd number. Odd is a much more skilled.
Before we go, did you watch any of the baseball game last night?
I did not. I was at the Leaf game.
You know, when I started following it is when I heard that old Genio Suarez was involved, and I had to see his silky locks rip one into the gap.
I got to think anybody but a USA win, you feel good about.
Yeah.
They can't take everything.
I do, like, I'm more on the side of the ledger when it comes to WBC as an exhibition, as opposed to, like, taking it, like, it obviously meant 10 times more to Venezuela than it did to the States for them to win that game. Like, the States guys are just a bunch of superstar guys that whatever. I don't think they really cared as much as Venezuelan guys, but did you see Judge wearing Matthews' jersey? Or is USA? Like,
I didn't, but you guys told me about it.
USA, like, what a world that
I think everybody wears hockey jerseys now. I've lost track of everybody wearing it.
Vladdy wore it before they won Game 7 of the ALCS.
Yeah.
Remember we argued about that that day?
You were very uncomfortable.
I was
with it.
apoplectic.
Now it's not special anymore because everybody does it.
Yeah.
And, like, I can't keep track of who's wearing whose jersey and what number. And now it's beyond the point where you could say, oh, that's bad luck. Before it was like, it was so rare that it was like you took notice of who's winning and losing with it.
Right.
And now you're like,
Just happens all the time.
We're in the Toronto Hour, so we'll talk. I will say, watching that, did Leafs talk, watched the last 2 innings of the game. And, Venezuela gets this huge knock top of the 9th. Like you said, Suarez rips one into the gap. They score the winning run. And then they go to the bottom of the 9th. They get to the outs, and, like, they're celebrating. And it just made me sad. It was like, that should have been us, man. But the Jays.
Oh,
like, it put me right back into the torture zone. Like, I don't know how I'm going to.
This Jays one, it ruined people. My son,
when you
who's not
go
even
back
crazy
into the
sports
torture
references all
zone,
the time.
you keep taking us with you.
Like,
Can you just visit on your own time?
Kipper, there isn't a night I go to bed where it isn't like the second or third last thing I think about before bed. It still keeps me up at night, like at least a minute. I think about it. I'm watching these guys celebrate. I'm like, that should have been us.
Addison Barger hit one to the moon in preseason today, which you sent us, and all I thought about was the ball lodging in the wall.
Oh, my God. I'm ruined.
Ruined.
All right.
I'll never emotionally recover.
We got some great mailbag questions today, boys.
Good to hear, Sammy. Yep. And we'll hit those after the break. At the top of the hour, Rick Bowness, head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Jason York will also join us as well. We'll catch up with him on all the latest. Back when we return, Real Kyper Bourne. Welcome back to the program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. This is what we've come down to now. The last 14 games of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh my God. Getting there, boys.
Our very own Luke Fox.
Yep.
Oh no.
According to sources, his sources is saying that the Ekman Larsons are still deciding on a name for their new arrival.
I know you're making fun of this, but I got to tell you, that's the craziest thing in the world.
What?
And I know lots of people do this.
Luke.
Right?
Luke Ekman Larson's got a great ring to it.
Lucas is Swedish.
Hopefully, Luke can update us that later on.
You know what?
I had heard the Larsons got through D's
Yeah.
and are now on E's.
Is it not crazy to not know? It's not a surprise you're having a baby.
Oh, hey,
How do you not know? I
Here,
never
I'll-
understood that.
I'll give Luke a call tonight, and we'll get him on the show tomorrow with the latest. How's that sound? You like that idea?
See what we can get.
Phone calls to players and baby names. It's going to be a long 14 games.
I'm reading about Gary Bettman talking about how the playoff format's perfect.
He said that?
Yeah. You know what? The first time I've ever heard him take this tack, this angle at it, which is interesting, we get more games and longer series as a result of the format. So his point is
that's a good angle.
More money.
there's less
More
disparity
competitiveness.
between the teams, so it's closer series. That's you admit you're not rewarding the teams who have good regular seasons, which to me is
Yeah,
we're trying to have an athletic competition here.
Oh, before we get to the mailbag, I thought we should probably check in on Kipper's tank watch.
Tank watch.
Big one.
Jets last night, did it work out well for you? You said that you needed a 3-point game. You got one.
Got to the 3-point game. The ideal scenario was the Jets beating the Preds
Yes.
in overtime.
Yeah.
Or
It was
the
shootouts
other
on
way
both
around.
teams, ended with 68 points. But now the Preds are up to 69 points, one behind the Leafs. So tonight, Devils and Rangers play. So we need a Devils,
Three-pointer.
Rangers. We need to go to overtime, and Rangers winning would be ideal. And then the Blues and the Flames are going to overtime too. God, a couple putrid matchups. Oh my God. The toilet bowl out of the saddle
my
dome.
goodness.
We need the Blues to win in overtime.
Okay.
So if both happen, at least we're getting close to the bottom four here.
I saw Myrtle
4 points
tweet.
out.
Who's gonna? What team's gonna screw them over, JB, when it's all said and done and they finish 6th?
Oh, some team's going to just have the bottom fall out. Florida
Florida's
Panthers.
Florida
snuck behind them.
they're figuring it out real quick. Florida.
Because they're smart.
Because they get it.
God, I'm having a tough second half of this hour. That drives me nuts. But
They lost to Vancouver last night, boys.
Yes.
Pedersen, first goal in 21 games.
they're so good at this. Florida knows what they're doing. Now they're going to get like the second overall pick this year and get Verhoff.
Yeah, that's what's actually going to happen. Is they're going to bump up and take the Leaf spot, and the Leafs are going to give 6 to the Bruins. That's what's going to happen.
What was I going to say? I don't even remember
Okay,
anymore.
mailbag.
Gee, you just
Too
you
fired
lost
up
all your
about it.
thoughts
Oh,
when you went.
The Leafs need to go 3-9-1.
3-9-1. That's what Myrtle said.
tweet.
Yeah.
3-9-1 should get them into the bottom 5. Even if they're close, they got a decent chance in the lottery.
3-9-1 is doable. I think they play the Blues still. I think they play the
Back-to-back
Rangers
against Mini.
still.
God, that killed me.
Yeah, the Matthews shame, getting them 5 out of 6 points is going to look back and be the difference.
You're giving
For sure.
Give the Bruins such
3-9-1. They play some tough teams. I mean, it's
yeah.
doable. Like, does he factor in that everybody else isn't crappy? Is that how it works?
He's trying to get them to like what he thinks the cutoff would be for the bottom 5, which I think is about 77 points. 76 would be good.
Could be a parade in here if they manage to do it.
Love to see them get a top pick.
I mean, it's going to make the draft lottery highly viewed
Yeah.
if the Leafs have a chance.
The Leafs with their 15% odds.
Yeah. This one was from Adam Stanley from Sportsnet golf coverage. He
Come
said,
on.
how fast are you going to rip the Rosedale come springtime?
Not on a day like today, I can tell you that, or yesterday. Like, seriously, it's
It's a joke in the city right now.
horrible.
It's a joke.
For the first
I'm
time all
freezing.
winter, I actively fell today on ice.
You
in the
fell?
city. I fell. like an old man.
Down to the butt?
way.
Right down onto the ground.
Wow.
Driveway?
Yeah, driveway. Well, the
Are
kind
you
of
all
walkway
right?
driveway. Yeah, fine. But it's just like, I was just so mad that there's ice in March. I wasn't hurt. I was just mad.
Are you a salt guy? Like, do you have a bag of salt?
I do. I was
Well,
lectured
Kyper doesn't
about
have to worry
not
about these
using it
things
today.
because he just turns on his heated driveway. So he doesn't have to worry about
I
Connor
don't need to
McDavid
hear
over
it
there.
from you. Thank you very much.
Stop
He
it.
told me during that massive snowstorm we had that his neighbor's driveway is like it's his bone dry.
Would you stop it? It's not like I'm pulling out a lawn chair.
Kip has the people who carry him like a pharaoh across to his car.
Change the topic, please.
Okay, yeah. Okay, how about this one from Island Time on Twitter? If the Leafs are going to take 3 years to get back to the highest level, okay, maybe if they're rebuilding, that seems like a fair number. Should we trade both Stolars and Wall this offseason to rebuild the D at a second line center?
Well, if you don't like Stolar's chance of staying healthy at age 30, like, you're going to love it at 33?
No, presumably you're
Do you
not.
think he has any value? Like, do you think you could get a real defenseman that plays minutes for your hockey team for trading Stolars?
But
No. The answer is no. The way you
there's
started this-
value in the jacuzzi if you ever watch Slapshot.
Yeah.
Okay? Come on. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not calling him a jacuzzi, but you can find somebody.
That's going to give you something real for Stolars.
Yes.
Can I tell you how I really feel?
Yes.
I'm reading a tweet that says, I asked the produce guy if I could try a grape, and he said he wouldn't care if I lit the store on fire with him in it. That's how I feel to trade them. I don't care. Trade both goalies. They're nowhere near good enough. That's where I'm at.
It's you've given it a couple of chances here. They have not had reputations for playing over 40 games. Like, why are you going to think in 3 years he's still the guy?
Right. It's going to be Akimov or the next guy. Unless
This
you
one's
think next year's it.
This one's from 13 Leafs 34 on Twitter. Do you think, thoughts on Matt Sundin joining in whatever capacity to fix this?
I've seen a lot of former famous players get involved and have success. Joe Sakic, still with the Avs. They're doing pretty good. Smart guy. Yeah. Get him involved.
Listen, I'm biased. He's a friend of mine.
I mean, I would say I'm biased. My favorite athlete of all time.
He does have a great mind.
Smart,
Okay.
thoughtful,
Yes, but
professional.
I'll just add this: that there are some guys that get jobs and they don't technically still live here. Yeah, they could stay here and they come and go and all of that, but like, just whoever it is, just give me a guy that lives and breathes it 24/7, and preferably lives here.
Do you remember
That's fair.
Remember the thing about Tortorella had the Canucks job, but he still wanted to live in the U.S. for whatever reason, so he actually drove across the border every day, sometimes napped at the rink, but he didn't actually live there.
That's insane.
That's insane.
That's insane.
It's to me, I get what you mean. You want someone who's like, yeah, I bought a home. I'm here. This is my life. We're trying to win.
Yeah.
Not like, I've made it.
And when the
see what
team
I can do.
sucks, go out there and talk to fans and paying customers and tell them it's going to get better.
Also, like for Mats, you're putting that reputation right back on the line, right?
It's
You're
always
back in the fire.
It's always a tricky spot with like the team legends. I mean, look at what Steve Yzerman with Detroit, right? It's like it's not going perfectly there, and it's
Let me.
part of his
it's an awkward conversation.
Okay, I'm going to kind of derail this a little bit, but I
right?
want. This is a New York Islander angle here. Okay, so there are instances. I'm not going to name any names where ex-players, and some of them Hall of Famers and really good players, some not, want to be a part of something and volunteer, either getting in their foot in the door or holding a higher job description. But there are some out there that in the executive role that isn't comfortable with that. Now, I have always heard out of the New York Islanders, especially with your dad's era, that there were many that wanted to go back there and have big roles.
Yeah.
Bill Torrey great Bill Torrey, the mastermind of
The architect.
didn't really embrace that.
Yeah. Didn't want necessarily, like, you think that maybe they didn't want to risk those legacies?
I don't know. Maybe it would have. There would have been too much of a spotlight on those guys, and maybe it would have taken a little bit of Bill's spotlight out.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You know what I do?
But you have you heard of that? Is there a theory behind it in your mind?
I know for sure that when Mike Milbury was in control of things there, that he wanted to distance the team from that past. We don't want to talk about the 80s. We want a new direction. And so he didn't want to hire.
What's wrong with talking about the 80s? All they did was win.
I know.
They're
they had
winners.
a culture. And
maybe some of your guys were losers.
I sat there the night my dad got inducted into the Islanders Hall of Fame, and Mike Milbury had the microphone. And he was like, I've been here. I've been with the Islanders now for, I think he said 10 years. He said, so I guess I'm more of an Islander than Bob was, or something like that. And I know people were just looking around like,
yikes,
like mad. And I was pretty mad too.
Yikes.
There was a lot of years. And then so when that changed and the alumni were welcome back, and it's all been much better. But yeah, there was definitely an era where they didn't want that. And I don't know how other organizations handle that, but to me, always welcome back the alumni. Shanahan did well, it sounds like, for Maple Leafs.
Yeah, he did. And we're thankful for that.
Yeah.
Again, last night, I get to participate in that, and I'm certainly grateful as an ex-player to be a part of that. But I can also tell you that some of those guys have a ton to offer. That's even more.
Yeah.
And if I don't know if it's in a paid position, or it's even can you come and have lunch with some of these guys?
Yeah.
But there's value in ex-players.
Totally.
A guy that over my broadcasting career, because I went to a lot of the open practices when I was, on a Saturday night getting ready for Hockey Night in Canada, and I would sit with Big Daddy, Bob McGill.
I was texting with him the other day. What a man.
And to your point about, the players, are they competitive enough? Are they combative enough? Are they, where's the sandpaper? I'm like, Bob, like, you do Leaf TV. Please tell me that, you go down there and, talk to some of the D and, just kind of take somebody under your wing, something, just, you don't, I'm not telling you to play like I did or do some of the tough decisions I had to make on the ice, but please tell me you can go down there and help them find that competitiveness. And it's like, they've never asked me.
Yeah. Sorry, were you looking?
Go ahead, boys.
I have always, one of the things that like Lou did with the Leafs is he had Jacques Caron and Jacques Lemaire and a bunch of those guys come by once a month as kind of like an advisor, guys who just to weigh in with the coaching staff on what they thought and direction. I think you need players and staff who are willing to accept new ideas and not be like, no, I got it. It's my thing, and protective of their space. Because I do think there's tons of value to be had to just listening to people who've been through it and believing that you don't know everything yet.
No. No questions. No question. Egos have gotten in the way of a lot of success.
Totally.
This is an interesting one that I don't know if we've ever really talked about it, but discuss Matthews' next contract. Is it going to be 8 years? That means he will be here for 10 years after this contract ends. He's going to want big money. Is it worth, since he's declining and the contract will be bad in 1 or 2 years of the deal?
That's just cart way ahead of the horse here.
Well, but no, I don't even know if he's asking about it here. I think just maybe what it's going to look like in general if he takes.
Can you tell me what he looks like for 2 more years?
Literally, you can't do this.
Can you tell me what he looks like? Am I getting a 30-goal scorer who plays 60 games because there's too much wear and tear on him right now?
Is he going to be a 53-point and 60 game
or is he
guy?
still Austin 69-goal season guy?
Captain of Team USA, Hall of Famer.
There's just no way anybody can answer that, Sammy, until we see him at least for one season.
It's the biggest.
I think somebody will give him 8 years.
He's
no,
just the dollar will depend.
No.
Yeah, someone will give him 8 years for sure.
Not if he's limping. Not if he's continues to this will be potentially 3 or 4 years where he can't get 60 games in. What idiot is going to give him 8 years?
One of the ones that works in the league, probably.
There's just for this guy. God, what was I going to say? Now I'm
Sorry
today.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right.
This is from.
Was it Matthews?
Yeah, I'll get there.
Okay.
This is from Colton
Sorry.
Arthurs. This will make you feel better. Is McMahon the next Hyman? Different tool set, no doubt, but ...
No.
Okay.
Not a chance. Zach Hyman has scored 35 goals on average since he's been in
I think if you look at Hyman's last 2 or 3 years, whether it was, before or after Babcock, he had a competitiveness there that no coach wavered off of that compete.
Yeah.
McMahon's, no one's ever questioning his talent or his shot, but you can question, does he bring it every night?
Zach Hyman, if he scored no goals for you, you'd put him on your second line all day.
Okay.
You just forecheck and do all that kind of stuff. I do remember what I was going to say.
Yeah.
The biggest knock against Craig Berube, and the reason he's probably not going to coach a team next year, is because Matthews has had 2 bad years that coincided perfectly with his tenure, and they need Matthews back. They need to find out if it's him. There's no way you can roll him out for a third time and just be like, you need Matthews back.
I don't put as much stock as you do as Craig Berube held him back.
I don't think he did either necessarily, but I think you have to find out.
I saw Willie Nylander score 45 goals last year, and I saw Mitch Marner score over 100 points last year. It's not Craig's
You have to
doing.
find out, though. You have to find out.
The people that would argue, the deployment people would argue.
He's played the toughest minutes of any
Anybody.
of the superstars in the league.
Yeah.
No one plays.
That'd be the only argument for me that would change.
And by the way, he's taken all these defensive assignments while you've had Lawton and Nick Waugh as centers, and you're still rolling up Matthews for every D zone draw.
Yep. We don't have time for that one.
Did I answer the question? You told me you were really excited about one question.
Yeah, I asked you in the first block. We talked about it for 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was about Berube, and if they had got rid of Berube, if they'd be better.
Okay. I didn't know that was the question.
Well, you do now, brother.
All right. You watching your preseason Jays? Barger's home run?
Oh, man. He's looking jacked.
He's looking thick.
Hitting him far.
man.
Hitting him
Oh,
far. Hitting him
man.
hard.
All right. Great job, Sammy.
Thanks, bud.
I don't know what you did, but just felt compelled to say that. We got Rick Bowness coming up next.
You do.
And the York Report. Jason York as well. Don't go away. More Real Kyper and Bourne after the break. It's that time of the show where we go national on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Live on Sportsnet. Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary. Streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. If you can't catch us live, there is the convenience of Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, where we are also live and in color. Everyone enjoying the chat. And give us a thumbs up if you get a chance. This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in current head coach. Can you believe I'm saying that? Rick Bowness.
Yeah.
Back in the National Hockey League and very successful, might I add.
All he does is win, win, win.
Win. Jason York also will join us in about 30 minutes. Co-host of Coming In Hot, the Sens podcast. And they are certainly knocking on the door as well.
Lead us in, Sammy.
Did you guys want to talk Jack Hughes puck talk?
I mean, I barely do, but I do. I think we should.
We barely.
Are you aware, Kip, of the story?
I am aware of the story. Jack's looking for his puck that scored the game-winning goal.
He says it's BS that it's in the Hall of Fame. Why should they have it? He wants to give it to his dad. And today, Greg Wyshynski did some reporting on this, and he talked to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And they basically said, I mean, it was never Jack's puck to give to anyone, right? This is their...
Well,
hold on, let me finish.
Go.
The IOC and the International Hockey Federation work in part with the Hall of Fame through all these events and have so since 1998. All of the stuff from all these events goes to them. That has been, it's signed over, whatever.
Okay.
Now, for me, I have never assumed that a game I'm playing in that I own the puck or that the 20 of us do in the game or 40 of us do in the game or whatever. So to me, it's not much of a conversation, but you feel differently.
Oh, buddy, listen. You score your first NHL goal. You score your 40th goal. You skate to the net. You pick it up. I've never seen at any point a player pick up a puck and the official or a league official come down and say, oh, that's not your puck.
Right, but you see the difference here.
Yeah, you know the difference I see? Is that in my day, the puck was just a puck. And today, a puck may be worth $500,000.
Yeah.
Or $1 million.
Right.
That's all that's changed here, is that the perception out there is that thing is worth a boatload of money.
Well, that
thing.
thing.
So you're coming at it from a money perspective.
Yeah, that thing is.
What else is there?
Well, that in this game, which is in tandem with the Hockey Hall of Fame and the IIHF, it's their puck. It's not his puck.
It's always been their puck. I have never paid for a puck in my life, and I play pro hockey, and I don't think Jack Hughes has ever paid for a puck. But there's always the precedent was that if you scored a goal, you could skate to the net and pick it up if you wanted to.
That's a courtesy in an NHL game, not an international hockey game. Sidney Crosby's puck is in the Hockey Hall of Fame and has been since 2000, whatever it was, 12. 10, sure.
10.
I'm not saying when the switch happened,
yeah.
Okay? But I'm just
sure
saying, I'm telling you that it's been customary that a player gets to keep a puck that he shot it in the net for whatever milestone that he wanted, right?
In the NHL, yes.
But now, whether it's a baseball in Game 7, and how many guys sold the ball at the Blue Jay game this year for $60,000, $80,000? Like, there's big money now.
Well, that's why Jack wants the puck.
Of course it is. Yeah, my dad can keep it until we bury him 6 feet under.
Yeah, I'm sure all of his sons making $100 million combined. He can't. It's like he needs the puck.
It's still the point, Sam. I don't care whether he needs the money or not. Stop
it should be
that.
in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
I'm telling you that these things now are huge money. It's a big business.
It's just me first. That's what it is.
It is.
That's separate. It's separate.
It's not. That's entirely what this is.
It's me first. It's why. Why are you thinking about that?
It's in a place right now, a very democratic place where anyone can go and see it because it's a relevant goal in the history of hockey.
I'm not debating that he's thinking of himself but I'm telling you that
my puck.
That it just didn't happen before because we just didn't hear of these things. And any memorabilia now is
acknowledge
worth a
that shit.
ton of money.
Yeah.
So if there's value in it, all Jack is saying is it's my value. And whether I want to give it to my dad, I want to bury it in my backyard, or I want to sell it. We've had 40 or 50 years where the precedent was set. When did it change?
But
1998. And it's not his puck. He's saying it's my puck. It's not his puck.
if anyone gets the puck, it's Hellebuck.
Yeah. But
We're talking about
like there is documentation process and handing over, and they have the paperwork.
Today it was.
Yes.
But not years ago. There was no documentation.
No.
I'll give you, listen, you know where
There
my
wasn't.
Game 7 Stanley Cup jersey is? It's in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They came and got it. They asked for it.
Yeah.
And you gave it to them.
Now, the part I'll never admit is they probably asked about 6 other guys, and they all said no. And then they came to me,
Yeah.
and they said, you know, would you
Is that
would
not
you
a
like
huge
it?
honor for
Would
you?
you like it? Buddy, 100%, because I told them that they can take it.
Yeah.
Okay? But my interpretation today in 2026 is I'm still the owner of that jersey.
Yes.
And I've given them permission to use it.
Yep.
And if I want it
And
back.
I believe that to be true.
And if I want it back, I can go and get it.
Totally. I believe that to be true.
But
You haven't
but
signed
according
it over
to you,
No, there's paperwork for the puck, Kip.
but according to you, that maybe the Rangers are saying, I paid for the jersey, it's mine.
No, I'm not saying that. You didn't. You gave it to them. You donated it. Whatever it is you did. There's paperwork from the Olympic Games. Megan Keller's puck. All these pucks. Sidney Crosby.
I was just about to read it.
Yeah. Go ahead. He was asked about his puck.
I didn't even think about it that way, to be honest with you. I was just happy I scored that goal. I was happy the puck was going to the Hockey Hall of Fame. I didn't even think about it that way.
You know, it's a different mindset.
And I felt the exact same way with my jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying here is, like, it's a team sport. Like, you think they're even without Jack Hughes, whatever, they still could win that game. Without Connor Hellebuck, there's no chance of winning that game. Without all these guys that put it together, and for him to go to Wish and be like, I want my puck, it's just so
But I'm
childish.
It's not childish
It
because
is.
everybody prior,
What's it?
there was an unwritten rule that if
Except,
you
you know,
shoot a puck in the net, you get to keep it. Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody scores their first NHL goal. Where does that puck go, Sam? Goes to their
But we're arguing
home
two different
on
things
a plaque.
here.
Yeah.
We're arguing
That's
two
the
different
NHL.
things. That's the NHL.
And I think you would have the choice at that point if you wanted to donate it as you did your jersey.
If you want the puck
it's
so damn bad, go
and
grab
Phil
it.
Pritchard did an interview today too with Wish, and he's represents the Hall of Fame, where he said
Listen,
it was never his puck
if-
to give.
If it didn't have the value that it has today,
That Jack would be proud to have it there.
they'd probably give it to him.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean I don't know about that. I just Jack would be proud to have it there if it didn't have the value that it has today. I even saw someone saying put it in the U.S. Hall of Fame. It's not in the Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame. It's in the International Hockey Hall of Fame that happens to be in Canada.
I'm okay if tomorrow, you know, the owner said, hey, I paid for the equipment, I paid for the jerseys, I paid for the sticks. You can't even give them away. Don't give them away.
Totally.
Like, I paid for them, I own them.
Well, that's
Right?
that is kind of a presumption because, you know, the idea that someone could shoot it in the net in the NHL and it becomes their puck. By what process? You know, like you didn't buy the puck. It's not your puck.
Well, why did he get to keep it 5 years ago or 10 years ago?
Well, I understand that that's because it's been a courtesy that they've done in the National Hockey League. Again, I want you to know that these are separate things. The Olympics and the National Hockey
Not
League.
really.
I mean,
I according to the paperwork, I
according
get it.
to the
I get
law,
it now.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah. But I know what you're saying, that typically we have given these pucks to people.
We're not
and
sure where Paul Henderson's puck is, I
would
believe.
I would imagine.
There's a
It's not at the Hockey Hall of Fame.
worth a couple of bucks out there somewhere, you would think.
I don't know. There was I don't know if the story goes that one of the players picked it up when nobody was looking.
Oh, really? For the record, I would support the Olympic or the Hockey Hall of Fame being like, we don't want controversy and we don't want stuff that players don't want us to have. I would be fine with the Hall
I'm
of Fame
just-
being like,
I
here, have it.
also would have appreciated it, like, if you cared this much about it,
Approaching it professionally.
maybe getting your agent to call the Hockey Hall of Fame or going, like, as opposed to
Yes.
going to a writer and saying this is
Yeah,
bull
I
crap.
agree with that. Like
Like,
you
come on.
go behind the scenes and
Yes.
just try to get a fair answer without dragging it through the media. But everything goes through the media
And
now.
I don't love the Hall of Fame having something that a player doesn't want them to have.
Everything goes through the
I'm
media.
okay. I'm okay with telling me that he doesn't own it and there's new paperwork. But I'm just a traditionalist at heart, and I know when a guy shoots it in the net,
I am
the courtesy is that he gets to actually keep the puck if it's something important to him.
I am far more up in arms, I guess, about the way Hughes has been entitled about it than I am the actual concept of, hey, let's just give it to the guy. I'm bothered by calling it BS, like the Hall of Fame stole it when there was a process that there has been for 20 years. It was filled out. It was done the way it's always been, just like Sid's puck was, and then being the guy who's like a baby about it.
You can have the puck. Like, I would prefer it to not be in the.
They should actually keep the display up and have no puck there. Give it to Hughes. Have a caption of where the puck went.
They should melt it down, turn it into a doorstop for all I'm concerned. Get rid of the guy.
Oh, sorry, it fell into the wood
throw it in
chipper.
Lake Ontario, down there with Babe Ruth's first home run ball that he hit at Maple Leaf Stadium.
Is that real?
Yeah. Can't find Bowness.
Oh, no.
Well, to be fair,
I bumped him last time.
You bumped him last time.
Maybe he's bumping me. I don't know. Can't find him.
He took your number like an old hockey game. And was like, I'll get you back the next time we see each other.
No, sorry,
but he's 16-2-4. Chances are we're going to see him on Jimmy Fallon before we see him on our show with 16-2-4.
The good news is we have lots of other content and a whole back half of headlines planned that we weren't going to have room for. So, Gary,
I'll ask you what I was going to ask Rick. Right. Do you see Columbus getting in?
Are we getting Rick or not? If we're not, I don't. It's tough. It's tough sledding, right? Like the Bruins look really good. The Red Wings, it's just tough ahead of them. Are they going to be 16-2-3 for their next? It's a tough stretch, Kip. It's tough to see them who they're going to take out.
There's clearly good energy. We talked about this a little bit on our first hour, but undeniably, the energy just changed overnight. Mm-hmm. And you just wonder if teams now are sitting there, maybe even Toronto or New Jersey or somebody else going, did we miss something here?
Missed a chance to make a coaching change?
Buffalo, prime example again. This time it was a general manager.
Yeah, it is fascinating because for Columbus, they're now 2 points behind the Islanders and the Penguins. They have games in hand on the Islanders. Like it's a tight race, so certainly not impossible now for them to pull it off. I said this yesterday, and I stand by this. The league must be terrified of seeing Boston and Detroit falling out for Columbus and Ottawa.
Yeah, it's not
market-wise.
It's not the ideal scenario for them.
But boy, are they good stories. The Sens continue to scrap it out. Unfortunately, everyone ahead of them just keeps winning.
Did you want to hear Stan Bowman talk about Leon Draisaitl and his timeline?
Yeah, and then I want to do Bettman too.
Okay. We'll start with the Draisaitl thing. Let's play Stan Bowman clip on Draisaitl.
No, when we say end of regular season, that's the timeline. It's not like a fabricated timeline. I mean, he's got to go through the process of recovery, but if everything goes as scheduled, he should be back right at the end of the season.
Is it just the thought that the rehab should take care of things?
Yeah, he doesn't need any surgery yet.
Was that taken during happy hour on St. Patty's Day in a pub?
Well, no, it was at the general manager's meeting in a loud room.
Yeah.
So
MCL typically in this is 4 to 6 weeks, and
same as Sid.
That's same as Sid.
Sid is 4 weeks to the day today and playing tonight.
Yeah.
So
4 weeks.
And you got to make sure that, like a high ankle sprain, you just don't want anything lingering. You don't want to be out there trying to protect it when it's not quite ready. But I think Sid should feel pretty comfortable out with 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's good. Good to get him back because the Penguins story, that'd be a team for Columbus to catch if Sid were out for too much longer.
Yeah, and we had mentioned that Columbus has one of the tougher schedules as well.
Columbus, looking at their schedule, they only play 5 teams in their last 15 games who are not in a playoff spot. So 10 teams that are in playoff spots down the stretch. But Rangers, Seattle, Islanders, Philly coming up. They can get a few points over the next little stretch.
Okay, the general manager meetings, they concluded today.
Think
Did everybody
so?
say goodbye? Did they sign
Everyone's hooked
yearbooks?
up
Did
to
Elliot get his yearbook
IVs.
signed by Gary and Bill Daly?
So Gary talked today. Are you more interested in Russia or the playoff format?
Let's do playoff format.
So he is very proud of the playoff format, saying that he likes it because it gives them the best first round. And he says you get more games rather than if you played 1v8 and you had more upsets, or not upsets, but more lopsided series, which to me is what you want because it rewards teams for a great regular season. The good teams go deeper. You get your longer series there, but Gary likes it. And so it's not going anywhere.
How long has it been now that everybody says that the first round's the most exciting out of everything that happens in the playoffs?
That's his whole point, is they don't want to give that up. But yeah, I don't know, 20 years.
But wouldn't you want the more exciting ones to be a little further down the line, closer to the final?
To me, it's like in an athletic competition, do you not want to reward the better teams who had great regular seasons? But he clearly, I think you have more eyeballs around the league in the first round than in the cup final. More fan bases are in it.
Well,
They want more good series.
It's gonna take the owners to change this.
Well, and who is it in Minnesota there? It's a very established owner.
Craig
Leopold?
Yes, that's right.
Like, I'm sure he's got some cachet to be like, this sucks.
Dallas. If Dallas finds
Jim Nill.
finds a scenario where they get
He's not the owner. Never mind.
right.
Do we want? I think Rick may be with us.
Sure.
Do we have Rick? Oh, he's going to call him back.
Okay. All right.
Okay, we'll do it. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And very quick, so we don't want to hear the Bettman clip on Russia and Ukraine. No one wants to get into politics.
Well,
with me?
I mean,
No,
the
my side pod.
I'm interested in your thoughts on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll save it for
Yeah, we'll
post-Rick
save
or
it.
now.
We'll save it.
So while we're waiting, I'll just give the background.
yeah, go ahead.
Is that fine? So
Sure.
Bettman essentially said that Russia will not be back in the World Cup, will not be a part of it unless the war with Ukraine is over.
Bill Daly said that.
Bill Daly said that. not Gary Bettman.
He said that to Angles.
Okay. So you said upstairs when I brought that up to you, like, they're not, if it happens in 2027, the war ends, do you think they're suddenly going to then reinstate Russia immediately?
I don't know. What's the cutoff? 24 hours?
Yeah.
All right.
How
We're
long
over.
after the war do we forget what just happened?
Yeah.
Could
The
they
war.
stop the war, play, and then start it up again?
Putin would totally do that. Call it off for a couple weeks.
But like,
Ugh.
I mean,
Gross.
it's really a shame because we know what Russia historically has meant to international hockey, and so many of their players participating every game still. It's sad at the end of the day. The whole thing is just really sad. All right, on a happier note, let's bring in Rick Bowness, who purposely didn't come on right away to get back at our Sammy for bumping him, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Revenge. I
Head
like
coach, Rick Bowness. How are you, Rick?
No, I'm doing great. Not revenge at all. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here doing video, and I completely lost track of time. So that's on me. My apologies.
Buddy, you're 16-2-4 since you got there. I think you've bumped a lot of people for video.
I've got a great staff here, and they do an awful lot of work for me. So we're just trying to put something together for the guys for tomorrow so we can stay on top of things and try to keep this thing going forward.
So, Rick, before we get Justin get in here soon, but just we were talking, today about the jolt and whether it's a coach, a general manager. We've had some examples, recent examples. Your hockey club, Buffalo. You can go back even a few years ago with Edmonton making a coaching change. Like, what is it? It just can't be you.
Could be.
I agree with you. It can't be me.
So what is it? What is it, Rick? How does this happen?
Well, I can't explain anything other than what coming in here, and I've taken over a few teams, and I guess we kind of just changed the focus a little bit to making sure that we defended a lot better. When I came in here, the team was 30th in goals against. It was 29th in slot shots against. Like every defensive analytics was wrong. It was on the wrong side. So when I came in, I told the guys right off the bat, these numbers that we're looking at, and I had them written on the board, are your ticket out of the playoffs. If we want to get back into the hunt for a playoffs, we have to improve and put all our focus on these areas. And so I give the guys a tremendous amount of credit because they have bought in to what we're doing here. And they're creating a lot more offense now. It's simply because we're playing much better defense and we're getting the puck back a lot more. So they've bought into it. They're working incredibly hard to keep that puck out of our net. We're protecting the net front a lot better than we've had in the past. So you just give the players credit for buying in and understanding that you're 30th in the league in goals against, you're out of the playoffs. You have no chance to make the playoffs. The only team that can score their way into the playoffs right now is Edmonton because of those two guys.
Yeah.
We don't have them here, and so we just went into more or less offense, some good team defense, and again the players have bought in. The goaltending's been very consistent. We brought all the defensive analytics back to where we need them to be competitive. So that's coming from the players. So good on them.
Rick, when we're on the media side of things, we think we know about players, but I know that once you actually get with a team and you're with them every day and you see some guys and you go, oh my, like people don't recognize, they don't know what this guy is or how good he is. Has there been anyone for you there where you're like, this is that guy?
Charlie Coyle.
Okay.
Like this guy is just a tremendous 200-foot player. I mean, he got rewarded last night. He got his goal and 3 assists, but the man plays hard every night. He kills penalties. He's on the power play. I put him against the opposition's top line, and he delivers every night. Like I've coached against him his whole career because he was in Minnesota, Colorado, and I know an awful lot about him. I didn't know he was this good. I didn't know he was this consistent. Didn't know he had that offensive upside, and just a tremendous teammate, a tremendous competitor, and just a real joy to be around. He's been outstanding every night. Zach Werenski, I was out west all those years. You don't see him enough. You get to watch him every day, and you say, wow, can this guy ever control the pace of the game? He knows when to take the puck back and slow the pace down. He knows when to jump up on the rush. Like, I get his offensive analytics are all great, but then you watch him do it on a consistent basis every night, and he's very, very impressive. Of the young players, you look at Mo Fantilli there. He's got a tremendous upside again. He's just a young player. He's learning how to play a 200-foot game. He's got great offensive instincts. He now is improving his play without the puck. This guy's got a great future ahead of him. So there's been a couple of wonderful surprises here, but honestly, the guys have been when I was out, and I kept saying this, I really missed working with the guys and on a day-to-day basis and the communication and helping them out. And this group has just been a tremendous group to work with. Every one of them has been fantastic and has really made me happy. I came out of retirement.
Rick, as far as your goaltending is concerned, I know you got Elvis and Jet there, but they must have been the happiest players on the team when they see those numbers that you were talking that were near the bottom of the league all of a sudden start climbing. How good have they been?
They've been very, very good. When I first went to Winnipeg, I told Connor Hellebuck, Bucky, we're going to make your life a lot easier, man. We're going to take a lot of those slot chances away from you. And obviously his numbers went way up. And these guys, they've both been outstanding for us. Again, you know this league. You don't win you don't go anywhere. No matter how well you're playing, you're going to give us some chances. The league is too good. You can't control every shift out there. Both goaltenders have been outstanding. I didn't know much about them, obviously, coming in here. But, man, they're two wonderful guys, great teammates. Again, we've got two goalies that the guys love playing in front of because they work so hard. So The goaltending has been outstanding. And again, in our league, as you know, man, you're not going anywhere no matter what we do without the guy in there to stop the puck. And they've both been very, very consistent at that.
So tell us a little bit about what the process of adjusting and learning to a new team, a new building. Like, do you even know where the front door is the first day and all that? You have to learn so much about the place as you're in the middle of a hockey season. What are some of the challenges?
Yeah, getting used to the locker room and the layout of it. Like the first couple of days, I kept turning the wrong way. This is a tremendous setup. They did a great job here at the locker room, the coaches' room, the training room, the dressing room, everything. It's really spread out. And I did the first couple of days, I kept turning down into the wrong door. So that took an adjustment. But I've been coming into this rink for 25 years through the front door to get downstairs. So I had that figured out. But just working my way around the locker room, the coach's room, and getting out to the ice and all the little things, But it only takes a couple of days.
Rick, for an organization that's missed the playoffs a whole lot here, it's a sneaky good hockey town, isn't it?
I've always enjoyed coming to Columbus. It's always been a great atmosphere. I've always hated that stupid cannon going off because it's so loud. Right now, I just love hearing it. So it's always been a great atmosphere. The 25 years they've been in the league, you come downtown. It's clean, it's safe, great restaurants. You can walk around without any worries at all, and always a great atmosphere in that rink. And now I love the sound of that cannon going off, and I've enjoyed it. It's a great hockey community, and it's a great organization and a great fan base, and very enthusiastic. We've had a couple of games here, man. It's been so loud on that rink, and it's just been fun to be a part of it. You know yourself when you're behind that bench and you're feeling it and you're hearing it, and the whole building is rocking, man. There's no better feeling.
Well, we certainly appreciate you taking some time out from taking all that video in. You got the New York Rangers tomorrow night. Keep her going, Rick. Thanks for doing this for us.
Appreciate it, boys. Sorry for the delay in getting back to you. My bad.
No problem.
No, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Rick Bowness, head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I got to believe we're the foremost Blue Jacket covering Canadian podcast.
Well, we did. The jersey thing really.
Look at that jersey.
Well, we've had Waddell on a lot. We've had Portsline on. We're talking to Bonus.
Yeah.
We're all over the jacket. Doug McLean.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Doug.
We need a cannon going off.
Oh, God.
Please, no.
Yeah.
I mean, the Argos games already has a cannon. That scares me half to death.
Oh, does it?
Oh, yeah. After they get a touchdown, they shoot the cannon and they sing a song. So.
What do you want to do?
Let's go to break.
So we
can get to Yorkie, and then we'll do game time after Yorkie.
All right, and I want to hear JB.
On Russia?
Yes.
International affairs?
I'll just do that at commercial break. I got a Ukrainian pierogi tattoo right here. I can give you my take.
Okay. You heard the man. All that when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. As a reminder, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, as they check their phones.
Very important stuff going on the internet.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson name his baby yet?
Not yet. Stand by.
Hearing it, maybe Nicholas.
Is that true?
No, I'm just looking at it.
Where's our buddy Jason York?
I think he's there. We got him.
Oh, my good gracious.
Co-host coming in hot, the podcast. Does a terrific job on Sportsnet Flames games as well, all season long. Former NHLer and a good friend of the show, Jason York. How are you, pal?
I'm good. Boys. Yeah, good to be back.
You're busy.
Been a while.
You're busy. You're right in the thick of things again right now, traveling, eh?
Actually, I am, but I got a little bit of a break right now. I'm not doing a Flames game. I've got this weekend off, and I'm back in Calgary next weekend. So I'm actually in Naples right now, Kyper. A little mini vacation with.
I don't want to hear
a little vacation.
Stop it.
Just a six days. That's it.
Sam's always shocked when anyone comes on.
You could have said no, Yorkie.
82, sunny.
A little rainy today, Kyper. It's okay though. I just got here today, and it's suns. It's all suns for the next 5 days. So looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay, Yorkie, you are younger than me. Okay.
Not by much.
Not by much. So I'm really hoping you're going to help me here. Okay, because there's a pretty hot story right now with Jack Hughes and the puck that he scored during the Olympics. And while I'm not a big fan of Jack going public, trying to get his puck back, there is a part of me that is a traditionalist. And most often than not, if there's a milestone goal for any one of us over our days, either we go and get the puck or a teammate goes to get the puck and we get to keep it. Is it unreasonable now to suggest that, that should still happen?
So, first of all, how did the story come out? Is he the one that came public? Was he just got
He was asked
and
where the
got
puck is, and he found out it was in the Hall of Fame and said it was BS.
So I've got my first puck. That's mine. That's my first goal I've ever scored in the NHL. I got that first goal. The thing with that puck is nobody else wants that puck but me.
Right.
So, that puck's not in high demand. The only thing cool about it, that's the only thing cool about my first goal. I am from Nepean, Ontario. I scored the goal. It was assisted by Steve Yzerman, who's not technically from Nepean, but he grew up in Nepean, played for Nepean Raiders, and it was scored on Fred Brathwaite, who's also from Nepean.
Very cool.
Really
cool. Should be in
cool.
the Nepean Hall of Fame. Let's get a movement going.
Right? But the guy that screwed it up was Slava Kozlov, who got a
Is he not from
secondary
Nepean?
No, not from Nepean, eh?
Oh, he's a good Ottawa guy, It's old Slav and I used to hang out now. But anyhow, the point is, you get a goal like this, the puck belongs to, it's not his puck. He scored the goal. I just think those kinds of pucks, they've got such a place in history. I think it needs to be enjoyed by everybody. That's for the Americans. I'm more of where should the puck go? Does it go in the Hockey Hall of Fame? Does it go somewhere in the U.S.? Then you get in that whole thing. But the Hockey Hall of Fame for all of hockey, and we all know this. It used to be just about the NHL, but now the Hockey Hall of Fame is very inclusive. So it involves your criteria to get in now. You got to have some good international experience. You've got to have, it's not just about the NHL. So this puck's a really important puck. So I do understand that. I do understand wanting to have the puck too, but I think this puck for me, it belongs for everybody in hockey to see it because it's a huge treasure. It's not your first goal that nobody else wants to see.
Do people know
Unless
that there's
you're Wayne
multiple
Gretzky.
Stanley Cups? Is that a thing people are aware of?
What's that story?
There's a different Stanley Cup that sometimes will sit in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Do you know that?
Yep.
Yes, of course.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
We can't throw a second puck up there and be like, yeah, it's the Hughes puck. What do you know or care?
Right? Nobody
just give
knows.
them the
Nobody
puck.
knows whose puck it is.
No one knows. Let's just move along and run a route. I think there's actually 3 cups, by the way.
The one that is presented on the ice is really the replica, but because it's been celebrated so often it's actually earned the right to say, I'm the real Stanley Cup.
It has become the Stanley Cup.
So guys, just like for me, it's like it would be more important for me. Like, yeah, sure, I'd love to have the puck if I'm Jack Hughes, absolutely, but nobody's getting my stick that I scored that goal with. Like, that's not going in the Hockey Hall of Fame. That's my stick. I that's the stick I use. So like, that's the stick.
Hold on for a second, though. If we're all going to be in agreement that there's paperwork, the stick's no different than the puck.
Yes, it is.
He brought the
it
stick.
is. The Kyper, his
paid for
name's
it?
on this. His name's on the stick. For goodness,
the puck was
his
never given to
name's
him.
on the stick. Come on. That stick belongs to him.
Contrarianism is hard. Contrarianism is hard to say.
I don't know. Where do you guys? I haven't been listening. Where do you stand?
I just love the tradition of a guy going to get a puck. That's all. I just don't want it to die.
I do too. I do too. But I do understand the historical thing with these pucks that are scored, and if we started taking everything away, like everything in the Hockey Hall of Fame is pretty well historical. We wouldn't have a Hockey Hall of Fame because everybody would be keeping their stuff.
I started.
Hey, Lou Lamoriello essentially took everything away, though. I heard for the New Jersey Devils.
Is that right? Yeah.
Oh, but he collected everything and put it up in a farm somewhere.
Is that right?
A lot of it.
That's a nice insurance policy if you ever go bankrupt, eh?
Oh, hey, totally off topic, but
that's our whole show.
I know. I love it. That's why I love your guys' show. I'm in Long Island last week, and I got first set eyeballs. I got to see live of Matthew Schaefer. My God, this kid, I can't say enough good things about him. And even more impressive about him, guys, the reason I'm talking about him is because I'm like, would he be talking like this, acting like that, and being such a great, charismatic guy? And nothing against Lou, because he's a very successful guy in the league and did his things this way. But would he be acting this way if it was the way things used to be run in New York? So
love that.
I don't
question.
know. I don't know, but I love the kid though. He's so good for the game. I absolutely love him.
Yorkie, I've said the same thing many times. When Nylander and Kapanen and Hyman and Brown, those guys were at the Marlies, they weren't allowed to do interviews with the media. Zero interviews. So 18-year-old Matthew Schaefer, I'm sure there'd have been guardrails about what he was allowed to do. Yeah, the first few days he was on the bench talking to the entire UBS arena and Shannon Hogan. He went right for it.
I don't know if you guys caught it. He did an interview. I did the Hockey Night game, and he was on doing an interview with Prongs and Bieksa and Ron. I'm not sure else, but Chris Pronger was doing most of the talking. And the way he was answering the questions, it's like, this isn't usually how an 18-year-old talks. Like an 18-year-old is usually saying, we got to get pucks deep and, got to have a big 60 in tonight. He's talking to Chris like they're just two guys having a beer. Like, it was awesome. It was refreshing. And then he goes out and he plays like $1 million too, which helps. But I was so impressed watching him and seeing how he conducted himself with his interview. And that's why I always wondered, would he be acting like that if things were run the way? I don't think so.
You're probably right, but I think even Lou would have been smart enough to go that there's other 18-year-olds that needed me, and he's not one of them. I mean, it was crystal clear, even from his interviews, the day he got drafted was like, this guy's different. This guy is special.
Oh.
All right. Can we talk about the Ottawa Senators yet?
No, we haven't. What do you guys want to know?
I want to know how frustrating it is that the Senators are this good and not in a playoff spot, and what the likelihood is that they get into the playoffs.
I think so. I was doing some numbers. I know, Bourne, you love numbers. Is it going to take 100 points to get in as a wild card team in
99, 98? Yeah, it's going to be around there, Yorkie. Yeah.
Probably, right? Because you watched the game the other night. I'm sitting there watching Boston play Montreal. Sure enough, 3-point game. So I think Ottawa, they've lost maybe 1 or 2 games in their last 10. Like, they are stacking up points, playing great hockey. Ullmark is hot again. Everything's going right, but they can't seem to get any traction because
it's that dreaded 3-point game.
It is.
Right?
Can't make up ground,
especially with the Bruins.
Yeah. And Kyper, throw in the fact, Columbus, since Bones came in, they're not losing. I think Columbus is going to get in. I love the way they play. I'm not sold on their goaltending, but Rick Bowness has the Midas touch, and whatever he's done there, it's worked. But they play hard, so that I think they're getting in, and Ottawa's going to have to catch one of either Boston or Detroit. But we'll see. Some of these teams are going to start to play each other, but you can't really do more. Like they lost a tough one the other night against Montreal. That was a huge letdown. They lost that in regulation, but even when they lose, they're always in it. They're always in it. And if they do get in, Barney, I wouldn't want to play them in the first round.
No kidding.
I would not want to play that team in the first round because they're playing playoff hockey right now.
So, Yorkie, I got to ask you this: with your 750 games plus in the National Hockey League, and we just had Rick Bowness on, and just the effect of change from either Kevin Adams in Buffalo or Rick Bowness in Columbus. How do you go from that before to that after, in your opinion, with just one simple move of a guy going out and a new guy coming in? Give me something here. Explain it.
Okay, I understand the coach bump in Columbus. Mm-hmm. I don't understand what's going on in Buffalo because the GM doesn't really come down and he's not giving motivational speeches. It's basically the same team that he kind of put together that's doing well. That one always bewildered me because Buffalo to me was great on paper, and I never understood why they were playing so poorly. They didn't change the coach. So, Kyper, I have no idea. I don't know, because players don't really feel threatened anymore about getting moved or getting traded because everyone's making money. Everybody's pretty secure. So, Buffalo, I don't understand. Columbus, I do. It's just a different voice. And I listen to how Bones talks. Like, when he speaks, and I find the mark of a good coach, if you can get your players to think that you want their best interests and you want them to do well, like you're pushing, you're still hard, but you know that coach has your back. You know he wants you to do well. I just think Bones has that where, he's not a pushover by any means, but you just know he's in it with you. You know those coaches, Kyper and Bourne? Yeah. They're in the fight. They're in the fight with you. They're not here. You're side by side. And I just think he's great at delivering his message. Good person, good coach. And that's how I explain Columbus. They needed a new set of eyes. They needed a new message. They got it. But Buffalo, you got me on that one. They changed the GM. I don't know why they're winning. It's the same team.
Yeah, I guess everyone's like, new guy might want to make some changes. I don't want to be part of the changes. Maybe I'll step it up a bit. I don't know. But with Bonesy, for me, it's just like the be tough but fair thing. He's
tough and fair.
Yeah.
That's all you want. That's all you want. Like, there's nothing worse. Remember, Kyper, like back when you were playing, like so many coaches used to play mind games with you. Like, what's the guy think of me? I'm not sure. There used to be guys that would go by coaches' offices and afraid to go by the office. And coach would walk by, he wouldn't say hi. And you're like, is he mad at me? Well, I wish it was just that level of mystery. Now, like there's so many guys, where you stand in today's league with most of these coaches. And I think Bones has old school in him, but he also understands the new players, and that's what makes him be able to get the most out of these guys.
Yorkie, we were just talking earlier about just, how all of a sudden now, as an example, Brad Treliving called a few players after the incident with Austin Matthews, and it's now you could text players, they exchange, messages between each other. I'm like, oh my God, if I would never have lasted 5 minutes in this world with a message for a coach. I mean,
I'll tell you a funny story.
Besides myself.
So I'm playing as a rookie in Detroit under Scotty Bowman. Like every day is just I've never spoke to Scotty the entire time I played for him. And one day I'm at practice and we're doing line rushes. The old suicides where you go blue line back, red line back, far blue line, other end and back. And we're going in 4 groups. So you get a rest between your lightning drill. Bowman calls my number with every group. So I got to I don't get a rest. Everyone's watching. Media's there. They're wondering what's wrong. I'm keeled over. When you're skating too, the guys in the team, come on, kid. You can get through this. Get through it. Guys are cheering for me. I get off the ice. I'm exhausted. I'm like falling over. Media's waiting for me. They're like, why did you get skated? I'm like, I don't know.
And I'll never know.
And I still don't know. And I have no idea, but that's how it was then.
Yeah.
And this is how it is now. You got guys text chains with the coach going. You've got like coaches and you call the coach by his nickname. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just totally different. I love it. Like I wish I played in this era. It'd be a lot more relaxing, but definitely wasn't relaxing when we were playing, guys.
Just on Ottawa, no Jake Sanderson. You really thought that may really hold Ottawa back for a legitimate push to a playoff, but it's been anything but, Yorkie.
You know what? I watching from my vantage point, I thought they were going to be in big trouble.
Yeah.
I know, Bourne, you're a huge fan of Sanderson. Like
Oh, yeah. My guy.
his underlying numbers, eye test is great. Underlying numbers are great. He's a fantastic player. And how do you replace a guy like that? You kind of got to do it by committee. You know who's really stepped up for them and played really well? Is Thomas Chabot.
Yeah.
Back-to-back wins when they beat Anaheim and San Jose. He was 27-20 the one game and up over 28 minutes. He's been terrific. And Spence has been pretty good too. Like he started the year off kind of in and out of the lineup. He's really picked it up. Tyler Clevin, the young defenseman there, big body. He's been really good. Zub's been good. They brought up Gilbert, who's kind of been a journeyman. He's filled in nicely because now Nick Jensen's going to be out for the rest of the season. So another guy's out, but for me, it's Chabot. Chabot has elevated his game, and he's took those minutes that Sanderson was taking, and he's played some of his best hockey I've ever seen.
Yorkie, if there was a puck involved in this segment, I'd let you keep it, my friend.
I don't think anybody wants that, Kyper. So just like my first goal.
Great stuff, my friend. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Yorkie.
Jason York. It is coming in hot, the Sens podcast.
That was awesome.
We didn't even get a single Flames question in there.
I went on with my boy Russick and Matty Rose in
Oh, yeah,
Calgary
They're
today.
great.
Yeah, they're having a lot of the same kind of conversations we are right now.
Is that right? Yeah.
God, the team just reeks.
The question I was going to ask is anyone on the Flames today who's on the team when they're good again? Anyone? I'm looking at their draft picks.
Well, Coronado.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you seen their draft picks?
I can't believe Blake Coleman's still there.
I know. They have 6 first-rounders in the next 3 years. They have 8 second-rounders in the next 3 years.
Oh.
And 4 third-rounders.
Just wait 4 or 5 years.
They'll be New Utah.
Before we go, boys,
Utah.
It's Game Time presented by Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. 6 games on tap tonight. Big one tonight for the Sens on Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey. They're in Washington to take on the Capitals.
That is a big one.
We're getting into, it feels like every game's a must-win for them. They're pretty big favorites, actually, on the road there. Minus 135 on the money line, plus 115 for the Washington Capitals.
This might be the end of the Caps. They're
done. They're toast.
They're done. Do you think
Toast.
this could be the end of Ovi? Is it the end of
Yeah.
Spencer Carberry? Probably not.
No,
Carberry's
good.
He's good.
It's kind of leaning towards Ovi shutting it down.
You think so? I know we talked about it, but it's one of those things I will not believe it till I see it.
Hey, anybody can change their mind.
And
Do you think he has a mind made up in one direction then?
No, I don't know for sure.
And we're looking in Carolina tonight. Pittsburgh Penguins. I think the return of Sid. He was taking line rushes today, so it looks like he's back. The Penguins plus 125 on the money line. Carolina coming off getting pumped by Bones' Columbus Blue Jackets last night, 5-1.
Carolina's winning.
They're probably hungry. Don't mind them at a minus 1.5, plus 170. And that was Game Time, presented by Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
Everyone's like, yeah, Penguins, they can't stop winning. These guys just keep winning. They're walking into Carolina, Winnipeg, then Carolina, Colorado, Ottawa Senators, Dallas Stars, Islanders, Detroit Red Wings, Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yep, that's your season.
They're
right there.
In tough.
They got a little rested Malkin and Crosby right now.
I mean,
Come on.
I'm rooting for them to get in. I want to see Sid.
Me too. I want to see Sid get in. I absolutely want them to get in.
That's a tough stretch.
Will we ever talk about Malkin getting a 5-game suspension for a tomahawk to someone's head? We just didn't mention it.
I think we just like Malkin.
Love Malkin.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I actually wrote today and then deleted the line that's how Matthews should be.
They got to bring him back.
They don't want to.
Well,
I don't think.
I don't know if they don't want to.
Well, like 1 year? Why not?
Yeah. I think he's proven he's not.
Kyle's like,
done
I just want
yet.
to rebuild.
Well, yeah. Well,
please."
it's just like at some point you got to clear the forest for new crops.
I get it. But right now, it's hard to give up on them just yet.
He's been one of my favorite players to watch forever. I bet you they'll have him back for a year. But yes, the Malkin chop to the head I thought was perfect Malkin, where it's like he doesn't have to fight anyone, but don't get near him when he's angry.
Like he's a point of game guy still.
Is he really?
I think so.
Yeah, he's really,
50
really
points?
great. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's
47
playing great
games.
still.
Like, come on. Who saw that?
Garen on Brett Drainey chop.
Except he didn't get suspended because it was impractical.
No, everyone loved it. I sometimes still watch it. One of the most violent sports acts of all time.
All right. Managed to have a little fun today.
He always do.
Our
that's
thanks
the
to Rick
purpose from now on.
Bowness, head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Jason York. Also, Sammy McKee's midweek mailbag. Nice job, Sammy.
Thanks, buddy.
Enjoy your game tonight.